Well, it's been an interesting summer for agriculture as markets react to recent USDA reports. Speculation continues across the sector, with some questioning the differences between acreage data. Joining us now for an update is American Farm Bureau economist Michael Nepveux. Thanks for joining us, Michael. Let's start with some background on the reports and how farmers and analysts have been reacting.
Absolutely. So this really has been a roller coaster ride of a summer in terms of USDA reports and how the markets have been reacting to them. Most recently on August 12th, Farm Service Agency of USDA released their acreage reported for the United States, and they came out with 86 million acres of corn and 74 million acres of soybeans. On that same day, USDA's NASS came out with 90 million acres of corn and 77 million acres of soybeans. So as you can imagine, there has been a lot of questions surrounding the differences between these two agencies' numbers.
And then on top of that, we just had the tour across the Midwest, the Pro Farmer Crop Tour, and we have even more data now to compare everything to. What's next? What's the next report that we're going to get, and when will that be released?
Well, we actually just recently had a report released by FSA just this past Tuesday. And what we saw is an increase in their number of acreage that they were reporting from both corn and soybean added approximately 800,000 acres. Now, we can expect FSA to release more reports throughout the rest of the fall. And with each of those reports, we expect it to increase just a little bit to get closer to that NASS number, but never truly equal it.
You know, it's interesting as well. It really all comes down to yield in the end, and farmers know that. And we do have the potential now, because of late planting, for a late frost. When we talk about how the markets digest all these numbers and what's to come when it comes to yield, when are we going to get more data out of the USDA that's a little bit more precise?
So one thing that happened with this past August report is coming out of NASS is that we saw them add in the resurvey of the acreage report, and it brought down acreage a little bit, but it was still higher than where a lot of people had been expecting it to be. Now, as far as yield, one key difference between this year and years past is the August report did not include USDA's objective yield report. Now, that's going to be something that is going to be incorporated into the next few crop production reports, where you might see a little bit more certainty surrounding the yield estimate. But given the weather that we've been having and the possibility for an early freeze or early frost, I think there's still going to be a lot of uncertainty surrounding those yield numbers.
Yeah, it's hard for anybody to try to gauge the yield numbers at this point. We don't know what's going to happen. Always appreciate talking to you. You bring us such great information. Michael Nepveux, AFBF Economist, thank you so much for joining us from your Washington